Scorpio, Amber here. Hope that you're very well. Welcome to your July to August reading, answering the question, how does he or she feel about me? Apologies for this being late. Thank you for stopping by, and I really hope that you enjoy the reading. And I hope that you're well. I wouldn't say so already. But okay, so to get started with the reading, we've got, as you may already be familiar with, we've got the central position, how the person currently kind of feels about you, their feelings, how they felt about you in the past, how the future looks in terms of their feelings, what their intentions are, and also what they're thinking about. I'd also like to explain that these third cards that are on top of the underlined 2 cards in each section, they're actually for the querent. They're not further clarifying really your partner's point of view, or the person you're interested in point of view. So but at the same time they could also have a bearing on it, because it is an interchanging kind of energy that we're dealing with, in terms of there being 2 people exchanging energy, ideas, time, etc. But there's 2, so it could go back and forth. It could be either way. Okay, so that being said, right, so the good news is that we've got some really lovely cards here. We've got the Sun card at the center of the reading, and then we've got the 2 of Cups as the underlying theme for the whole reading, and more so for the energy that you're dealing with at the moment as well. What you probably feel the most is this 2 of Cups energy, and this tells me that you feel you've met your soulmate, you feel you've met someone that you really seem to be on the same page with, you really get along, you laugh at all the same things, you know, you're having a lot of fun together, and there's a real sense of togetherness when you're together. And that's also reiterated here by how your partner feels about you. They do also sense that there is this soulmate connection, as we do have the Sun card here, and in the Morgan Greer deck it does actually show this soulmate energy in the card. It just shows like real compatibility. Now your partner is realizing this, and I think that your partner may be developing feelings that they're not too sure about. They're not really maybe ready to open up just yet, and it could also be that the way that they feel about you is that you are being quite closed off, even though they may really feel that they connect with you. In actual fact, they feel that you may be holding back. And the reason why I say it could be you is because your advice is the Emperor card. Now this could be that it's asking you to be stable. If it's asking you to be stable, it would be maybe more so to quieten the fears and reservedness of your partner. It could be that they need someone stable in their lives. It could be that, you know, if it's a woman, that she's got daddy issues. It could be with the Emperor card here, and it being your advice. It could be that you need to kind of offer some sort of fixedness. I'm not too sure exactly how you would do that, but the advice here is to be steady, secure, stable, almost immovable, strong, confident, reliable. When I say reliable, even to the extent of, you know, financially, but really kind of being the man in this person's life. Oh, this is for a woman again. I think it's just asking you to, you know, it might be that, especially with the Page of Cups down here, is further advice in terms of reserving some feelings. Because I do take the pages as kind of having a bit of reservedness about them, as they are actually all ruled by the earth element, which is very steady from some perspectives. So this is why I say maybe you're being asked to maybe somehow balance feelings in some way, or be less emotional, maybe being less unpredictable, maybe becoming more predictable. The Emperor card, Emperor is quite a predictable person. He's, you know, he likes meals, you know, at set times of the day. He's quite routine. And it could be that this person may need this from you in order to maybe open up and really show themselves. And for them, with the Sun card being there, it would be like a life-changing thing. They would really appreciate it, most likely, if that stability was offered. But I feel I'm talking to more of a male here. But yeah, again, if you are female, I guess it's just about maybe just not being too emotional, maybe, or being a bit more predictable. They may need that. They may be an earth sign, a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus person, especially with the Knight of Pentacles ending the reading over here. It could be the case. Let's see what's under here. Okay, we've got some really nice knights coming through. So with there being 3 knights showing up in the reading, this does talk about maybe some sort of change happening, or things picking up speed, maybe more risks being taken. A kind of maturity is happening here. And I did kind of feel that that's maybe what the cards were saying here, is that, you know, this person, especially with the Sun card being here, and then also other things in the reading, it says that there's some sort of maturity I think your partner is going through. And it's probably very much in line with them realizing their own destiny, and taking control of their life in some way, to follow their heart and do what they want to do rather than being scared. Because you've got them here in the past being quite fearful and taking everything on their own, not wanting to, again, not wanting to share, not wanting to open up in the past. Again, the 8 of Swords is about not wanting to open up, being closed off, not stepping forward, and needing to be brave and move ahead with things and move forward. The 8 of Swords, always says you need to move forward. You need to move. Like, the problem here is that your partner was seeing, because they're kind of maybe always surrounded by the same things, or they're not really getting out and doing things. They have kind of perpetuating rumination, like thoughts that they can't break the habit of the way that they're thinking. But ultimately they're thinking quite negatively about the situation, and being doubtful and not wanting to come out of their comfort zone. And that's what I mean about feeling negative about the situation. They just have a negative outlook, like they're pessimists, or they were pessimistic in the past. And this may have left you feeling quite, you know, confused, not really knowing what that person was offering. Like, were they offering something real? Were they not? Maybe there's, you know, I would imagine with this kind of energy, you know, almost hiding behind work, you know, omitting truths, just being really vague in communication, communication being delayed, and obstacles in communication. In the past, in the near past, this would have been beginning of July, possibly even, you know, further back than that. But I would actually say July. I would say July because we've got 7 of Cups here. We've got, yeah, it all adds up in my head anyway. It's most likely to be beginning of July. So, yeah, that was the past there, and it looks like, I mean, in terms of their thinking, there's definitely more clarity being brought in here. They seem to be more decided. I mean, when they're dealing with the Sun card, when they look at you, when they think about how they feel about you, you know, they are feeling the Sun energy. They're feeling like you're lighting up a whole new path for them. You bring them so much joy. You make them feel free and light-hearted again. It's very much the Leo energy. You make them feel playful. They may feel very playful with you, but for some reason they still have this kind of wanting to hold back energy. Maybe because they feel they're not too sure if it is real, you know. However, with the 2 of Cups here, it shows that there is a real connection, but maybe they're just not trusting it because of the way that they used to think. And it's just like bad habits, basically, of thinking. But the Ace of Swords here in their thinking section, they are, you know, they have overcome this Eight of Swords. So, you know, currently in the here and now, or probably, you know, between now and like the middle of August, let's say, your partner or the person that you're inquiring about will reach some sort of clarity, will reach a victory, will see things for what they really are. They'll be like, oh, okay, like, you know, I was way overthinking this, or now I realize that it was my fears that was making me act this way, and I can see things just seem so much clearer now, especially with the Sun card here. It talks about maybe you are the one that brings in this stability for them, that brings in the clarity. The Sun card also talks about clarity, because everything is visible in the daylight when the sun is shining, and not so much when the moon is there. So when the moon is out and it's dark. So I feel that they in their mind they are having this fresh new start, especially with the Fool card here. But with the Fool card, it is saying that this is scary for them. This is like a leap of faith that they're taking. And with the Page of Cups here, it just says again not to be reserved, to be open with your feelings. But at the same time, with the Page of Cups, there's a kind of subduedness about it. You know, it's not like the Knight of Cups, someone riding in on a horse, you know, or the King of Cups with, you know, a big cup and a big throne, you know. There's nothing dramatic really about this card. So to me, and even the drama that is happening with the fish coming out of the cup, she's not even looking at it, she's daydreaming about something else. So it is quite, this is about kind of, she's kind of like, for the first time you can see here, really maybe having feelings. And so this tells me that it's slow. This is the beginning of something. So with the being in the advice position in this part of the reading, it will be just to take things slow maybe, but to remain sensitive. To remain sensitive to what this person is maybe going through, or being available to talk. Again, it's an earthy kind of watery energy. So again, it's this groundedness. So this person may be really relying on you to be grounded to help them move forward. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. But they are taking a risk. And again, it's a major arcana. It will be a major turning point in their life. So I feel that with the Sun card here and the Two of Cups, it is a soulmate connection, or a very special bond that was probably destined. Because you are helping this person, I feel, clear through a lot of things. And you yourself may be becoming more empowered because of it. It's also helping you evolve. So in contrast to the Eight of Swords, we've got the Eight of Wands here in terms of their intentions. So they are intending to go ahead and, you know, act on their decision, act on their convictions, and probably contact you, with this being a card of communication. It's also called the Arrows of Love. So with this being a love reading, there's a high chance that this person could be contacting you with messages of love, you know, offers of new beginnings, or suggestions to go places, or, you know, just communicating in a way where they are in a convicted talking with conviction, in terms of how they feel about you and what they want in terms of a relationship in the future. So they're not going to be holding back anymore. So we've got a complete contrast here in terms of their intentions. So they do want to go ahead and do that. They really want to. They know that it's the best thing to do. They're already convinced of that in their mind. And then in terms of their behavior, how these thoughts manifest in terms of their intentions, you know, they're wanting, it's almost mirroring the bottom here. They're wanting to kind of take that leap of faith. They're wanting to kind of throw caution to the wind. They're wanting to be positive, optimistic, leave these thoughts behind, have some movement in their relationship. They don't like this stagnantness, because for them it is a heavy toll. It really is a heavy toll. I don't know if it's work that they're focused on, especially with the coins here. It could be that, you know, work is somehow in, you know, keeping them, or they're allowing work to take too much of a high priority on their time. They may be overburdened at work. They may be feeling like they're the only ones that can do this and they're pretty much trapped, but they're not really looking at the situation properly. They're not the only ones that have to do it. They don't have to do everything on their own. If it means asking you for help, they can. You know, that's why you're being advised to be the Page of Cups, to be open, willing to listen, etc. Be sensitive. And at the same time, they can delegate. You know, if they need to, I'm sure there is a way that they can delegate. Or speak to their, you know, speak to the team manager about workload, or possibly even change roles, who knows. But they're definitely, he or she has become aware that they don't need to be stuck here anymore. But then again, there's the Moon card here, so there's still a fear. And with the Moon card, there's a deep fear. This fear is not, it's not like probably from, you know, a past relationship, or this fear is probably quite deep rooted, you know. Probably maybe, I mean, the Moon card is quite deep. It's not, this is your subconscious basically. So it could be that they are still dealing with this fear. It could be that they're overcoming the fear with the 8 of Wands here. And it could be that around the full moon they intend to make some sort of contact. Sorry, I'm just looking at the cards to see what I can see. Yeah, I think it's fear. I think it's just fear. So then we've got the 3 of Cups here in terms of advice for you. So advice for you is to be, again, this is bonding, being friendly, being welcoming, you know, inviting them, making them feel included. Could be things like that, you know, giving them the room to, I mean, being receptive as well. I think this card is about as well. This is about an inclusive rather than exclusive kind of party. It's like including everyone. A gathering of like minds and friends. You know, this basically is maybe you guys, maybe, you know, it would help if you were to introduce him to friends or her to friends, and maybe, you know, connect, bond. Bonding maybe needs to take place. In terms of your intentions, I guess your view should be to bond. You could use this whole experience as a bonding experience more than anything else. So when he does contact you, or she does contact you, if he does act on the intention, this is just intentions, if they do act on their intentions and do that, then it'll be a case of really making them feel included and making them feel like they're part of the fold. And I guess it's about gaining trust. And yeah, just being really receptive. And the 3 of Cups also talks about being optimistic and, you know, having drinks with friends. The Moon card as well with the 3 of Cups does talk about drinking. You can't, and not just drinking, talks about getting drunk. So I don't know. I mean, they say alcohol is not really the solution, isn't it? So we shouldn't. But, you know, it's okay, you know, a couple of times a year maybe to just let your hair down and have some fun with people that you trust. And it could be that this person just really needs to let their hair down, and maybe you're the person that can do that. So maybe that's what your intention should be, or what your focus could be over this period is, you know, if this person does come to be is a little bit gloomy, or is starting to show to make effort, or starting to show changes, and you're not sure what to do next, suggest maybe go, oh, should we go out, you know, and have some fun, invite your friends, I'll invite mine, and let's just have some fun. It could be like that. But this does talk about being a solid, stable fixture in this person's life as well. So I think maybe you might need to show some sort of commitment to them as well, which could be shown in this bonding, you know, through the bonding. But with the 2 of Cups being the overall energy for the month, it would also further confirm that it is really about bonding this month. Trying to find what you have in common and, you know, building on that. Okay. So Towards the end of the reading, we've got the Six of Swords and the King of Swords. So this is really positive. This shows that, I mean, this confirms for me that this person has gone from the Eight of Swords to the Ace, and now they find themselves as a king and the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords mean this person has found a solution. They figured it out, and they're now moving forward and leaving a lot of negativity behind. They're looking to just be less stressed from this point forward, and they're doing it in a way where they are in control of their mind and their thoughts, and they're the king of their thoughts rather than being trapped by them. They're now the king, and they now hold the sword rather than being trapped by them. So that's really, really good. This person that you're seeing could very well be an air sign person. Could be a Aquarius, Libra or Gemini person that you're seeing. Yeah, I mean, in terms of how they're thinking, that's how it could be interpreted. However, it could be that that they are leaving something literally, but they're leaving something more for mental peace. That's what they're leaving. They're actually leaving something that causes them stress. So whether it be them leaving and moving on, if that's the solution for them, that's the solution. That then gives them this sort of feeling of self-control again and stability. But with all the other cards, and especially how the cards have been read so far and the story that's unfolded, I feel that this is really talking about your partner reaching some sort of mental clarity this month and really taking big leaps forward to become more positive mentally, which could, you know, maybe that's the issue that's in your relationship at the moment. And it could be that your partner was way too much in their head and needs to get more into their heart space and more into what they love, and less, you know, just get out of their mind and out of work, I think. The Knight of Pentacles here, in terms of advice for you, means that this talks about patience, having to allow things to, you know, to manifest, and carefully plotting and planning the next step. Talks about being grounded again. So advice here again for you is, I feel like you're being asked to be this stable, grounded person in this person's life for whatever reason. I mean, if you really are seeing a long-term future with this person, you know, I guess it's just a case of sometimes having to play the role to be the best support I guess we can be for our partners. Because I think, you know, as we keep them strong in times when we're in need, they're going to be at their strongest, right? So I think this is about you keeping your eye on the future, really thinking long term, really thinking very practically about moving forward. This could also mean you, this could be related to your job as well. It could be that you maybe make use of some of the skills that you never had before. It could be that that could also make you quite grounded, or quite a grounded, maybe more stable. This is just my 2 pence of advice. Just want to put that out there. It could be that, you know, working could be what brings in more stability into a relationship. But definitely future thinking, being very practical, and taking things step by step, not rushing. Again, there's this whole slowing down energy, needing to slow down and take it all in and regroup, reconnect with each other, and take slow but definite, permanent steps really towards the future. Then we've got the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups and the Death card. So yeah, the Death card definitely talks about transformation. So there's some massive transformations happening this month. So there may be some major changes. With all these swords around as well, I do feel that it's a change of mindset. Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords. So a lot of bravery going on, a lot of determination, trying to remain positive, and taking risks, having faith. The major theme this month for your partner and you. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. This reading probably could be read in a few different ways, but we've only got a few minutes to go through it, so I try and be as quick as I can. And I just give you kind of the most obvious story that comes out. Obviously, you know, you're free to check out your rising and moon signs, or earth sign if this isn't your earth sign. Sorry, your sun sign if this isn't your sun sign. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And I think it's a case of using your own intuition. Ultimately, this is an intuitive experience. It's an intuitive practice. So, you know, you will probably find that you can pick things out that apply to you, and work with that. So, Scorpio, I'm going to pull some Wisdom of the Oracle cards for now until August. Be flexible. New life. Message in a bottle. And time to go. It's so interesting how these cards fall into place. New life, you know, with the Sun card and the Death card as well. Being flexible in terms of having to be flexible, having to delegate, you know, having to share responsibility, get out of your ruts, try something new, take a risk. And then we've got Between Worlds. So yeah, it pretty much sums up, I think, a lot of what we said, what I've said. Your partner may be between worlds, or you as a couple may be between worlds, with the Death card being there. And I feel there is a shift for your partner as well. I'm going to go ahead and read the Between Worlds description from the book. Let's see what that says. So, you've got essential meanings, transitions, not being quite out of one situation and fully engaging in another, temporary blindness, no man's land. So the relationship message reads, this is a time to explore the new energy between you and another. It is not a moment for certainty, rather for discovery and curiosity. You don't yet know if this will last forever. So allow yourself to explore who you are and what is reflected back to you. This relationship is meant to educate you about yourself. What do you need? What do you like or dislike? What values are important to you? You are in a critical phase of your relationship that is not to be dismissed or hurried. So it pretty much has touched on quite a few of the messages that have come through in the readings so far. But your partner is learning a new way of kind of being, and I think it's putting aside a lot of fears. And I think like you come into each other's lives as a bit of a catalyst, I think, for your partner to kind of get out of a bit of a rut. And, you know, with this slowing down, again, it can't be dismissed or hurried. I'm surprised the Temperance card isn't here, you know, to say, look, you need to touch all bases. But yeah. Okay. I'm going to read Message in a Bottle. I think that one's the less vague. Sorry, the most vague for us. So, number 15. We've got communication, a sign, a Cledon, the ancient name for a spontaneous oracle delivered innocently by the speaker, pointing the way to your highest good. The relationship message reads, you can expect someone to favour you with positive news. This could be in the form of a letter, phone call, or email. You are the intended receiver of this message. So stay open to what you learn. Only good will come out of it in the end. The signs are all here. So yeah, that's all that it says. So I guess you can expect some good news in your favour. I think they maybe talk about the Eight of Wands maybe, and also the Six of Swords. There will be a moving on and more positive communication to come in the future. Or even, you know, in the here and now, like very, very, very soon, you know. Or things might currently be improving in terms of communication. But yeah, new life is here. So there's definitely big changes. Your partner just needs to remain flexible. Maybe you too, in a way. But just keep your eye on the goal with the Knight of Pentacles there. So hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment below. I don't always get to read them, unfortunately, but well, not so much read them. I actually do get to read all of them, but I can't respond to all of them all the time. But I will try to get better at that. Maybe on my train ride to work. But yeah, thank you so much for listening this far. I really appreciate your time, and again, I hope you enjoyed it. If you like your own reading, please contact me at symbolsforliving@gmail.com. Otherwise, I guess I'll speak to you at the end of August or the middle of August. Let's see. Take very good care. Bye.